Guys, we are live with another one. All right, we are live with another one. All right, and UFC is slowly approaching us, guys. It is slowly approaching us. All right, it's already Wednesday. Okay, it is Wednesday. We are midway of the first UFC event, UFC Fight Night. Mackenzie Dern's, Amanda Ribas headline for the first UFC event of 2025. Cheers to that. But before that happens, uh, you know, I've watched, a lot of material lately just because, there hasn't been a lot of UFC, a lot of, things going on with mixed martial arts. And what do I stumble upon? I stumble upon Bo Nickel. All right, Bo Nickel actually stating, right, that that he's gonna be the next you know he's gonna be the next champion. The guy actually thinks after his last performance that um he can beat Chimaev. Guys, this is the same guy, okay, who you know got a call from the UFC, and apparently he was climbing Mount Everest, battling against Thanos, beat Thanos, came back to his phone. Notice he had, multiple texts. It was a UFC, giving him an opportunity to fight Robert Whitaker. But apparently he had no cell service while he was fighting Thanos. You know how that goes, guys. You know how that goes, guys. So, Bo Nickel, he couldn't, compete against Robert Whitaker because he was too busy. Apparently he was too busy. Bo Nickel, I don't even know why the UFC, continues letting this guy talk. This guy should definitely just close his mouth just as much as Jamal Hill should close his mouth as well. He's on the same path. These two guys are in the same car, but none of them know who's driving. Literally, none of them know who's driving, but they in the same car. Bo Nickel and Jamal Hill are right in the same vehicle, but nobody knows who's driving. That's the truth, man. Because you gotta, these are these are the most two delusional mixed martial arts fighters that I have ever seen. All right, ever seen in my life. Guys, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, guys. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up, so go ahead and give me that thumbs up, guys. You might as well do it, all right? And you know what? You might as well click that bell notification because it keeps us all connected. But guys, going down to the nitty gritty, this guy just keeps going and going, and I'm talking about Bo Nickel here. You know what I mean? The guy thinks he's coming off of just a tremendous winning streak. Of fighting, the who's who that the UFC has to offer. And the guy keeps talking about Chimaev. Chimaev this, Chimaev that. Oh, me and Chimaev, we're going to compete. But it only has to be for a champ. It has to be for a belt. It has to be for a gold. Bo Nickel doesn't even belong in the same conversation as Chimaev. I'm just being honest, guys. It's a fucking joke. It's a joke. And right now, I'm just turning on my computer because I want to go ahead and look into the details of why does Bo Nickel actually think cold-heartedly, why does he think he can compete against Chimaev or even talk about competing against him? He has a long way. It's not like Bo Nickel was a young guy. You know what I mean? The guy's not young, and he's hurting because there's a long way for that guy. I can tell you that much. The guy has virtually no head movement. His striking is awful. And I believe his last fight was Paul Craig. I'm checking this right now. Hold on. I believe his last fight was Paul Craig. And whoa, was that an underperformance or what? Hold on a second. Let me just make sure that I'm talking the right information here. Hold on a second, guys. Let me look at this guy's record because this guy is a joke. This guy's a joke. All right. Yeah. His last performance was Paul Craig. All right. His last performance was Paul Craig, and he won by unanimous decision, guys, against a fucking dead body, a corpse. Paul Craig is a shell of himself of what he used to be. All right. And let's not forget, that's why I keep saying these two guys, you know, Bo Nickel and Jamal Hill are in the same vehicle, is because Jamal Hill, you know, he talks such a big game about he's, you know, the champion, this and that, but he himself got knocked out by Paul Craig. Okay. Knocked out Cole, you know, with a broken arm. Actually, he didn't get knocked out. He got submitted, but it was looking bad for the guy. It was looking bad for Jamal. Definitely lost that fight. And yeah, Paul Craig went into that fight against Bo Nickel and you know, made the fight ugly. Bo Nickel definitely he guys, he just sucks. For him to even say that he's gonna cry, because I read this article and it says the headliner was that, you know, Bo Nickel, you know, predicts the future fight with Chimaev and says that he will crush Chimaev. I'm just like, I'm dead serious. Just reading the article, I wanted to throw up. The article itself, I was reading halfway, I almost had bowel movements. Because this guy, Bo Nickel, is a joke. He's a joke. He wins unanimous decision against Paul Craig. Go watch that fight again, guys. That fight was terrible. All right? That fight was terrible. And then he fights another guy who's basically, you know, 2-3 in the UFC, in Cody Brundage. All right? He submits Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage is 2-3, guys. He's nothing special. No disrespect to Cody. I'm just speaking facts. All right, but I'm just going down the line of who has Bo Nickel fought, because the guy thinks he could compete against top-notch fighters, but he has not competed against any top fighters. All right, let's go back down. Hold on. TKO KO against Val Woodburn. All right, Val Woodburn is he is 3-2. He has a winning record, 3-2. But not in the UFC. All right, not in the UFC. Actually, in the UFC, he's guys, guys, in the UFC, Val Woodburn, okay, he is 0-2. In the UFC, Woodburn is 0-2. He's on his way out of the UFC, actually. Okay? Let me check Brundage real fast. I just want to make sure that those fights were in the UFC. UFC Fight Night. Yeah, okay. So he's fought two guys with losing records. Two guys with losing records who really nobody really knows who those guys are. All right, guys. That's just two. I don't want to go down the all the way down the line, but that's those were two guys right there. That how could I be a UFC fighter? I am 23 now. You're 23 years old. I have no idea how you could be a UFC fighter, man. Go to a gym. You know what I mean? Go to a gym. That's hard enough. Find a good gym. That's hard enough. Make sure you got, every aspect of your mixed martial arts career. I mean, mixed martial arts aspect in order, whether it's, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or whatnot. And compete. Compete. And just know that even if you're, undefeated and one of the best in the world, you might just never get to fight at the UFC level, just because the UFC, they're a business and they look for specific things in fighters. So, just remember that, man. You know what I mean? But best of luck to you. Best of luck, man. Best of luck. But when it comes to Bo Nickel, man, he's literally I've already went through the line. He went unanimous decision with Paul Craig. Dead body. Guy is old already. He fought Cody Brundage. Guy has a two and three record, losing record in the UFC. He got he fought Woodburn. All right, knocked out Woodburn, but Woodburn is 0 and 2 in the UFC, guys. 0 and 2 in the UFC. So Bo Nickel has not really his uh his resume is not that impressive. I mean, but the guy thinks he can really compete against Chimaev. Let me see who Chimaev has fought. All right, let's see who this guy has fought. Let's see. Let's see who has Chimaev fought. Let's see. And let's load more. All right. Let's start right here. He fought Burns. Burns versus Chimaev. Okay. Burns versus Chimaev. He beats Burns by unanimous decision. Okay. Then he fights Holland. He beats Holland. All right, MVP versus Ian Gary. I recently watched the fight, and I think MVP won that. That was a good fight. That was an interesting fight, but Ian Gary, he has his ways of making fights just very, very boring in a sense where he knows how to neutralize people, and I guess that's what he was doing. He was neutralizing MVP. MVP was trying to keep the fight standing, and yeah, it was entertaining. It was entertaining. It could have gone either way really. Then Chimaev fights Usman. All right, beats him by majority decision. All right, and then he fights Robert Whitaker and submits him in the very first round. Guys, Bo Nickel has no reason to even talk about. He's Bo Nickel. Are you serious right now? Somebody needs to be honest with Bo Nickel. Like somebody needs to be honest with the guy and just be like, and just run this with him, because you have no right to continue talking about someone when you're not even in their league, bro. He's fought two champions, two former champions, beat two former champions, okay, and he fought a contender in Burns and beat him as well. Bo Nickel hasn't even fought a fucking contender, guys. It's awful. Oh, watching Shafkat versus Ian. I think MVP versus Shafkat will be interesting. Uh, I don't know about that. I have no idea about that. I know MVP is fighting somebody. In 2025, it's gonna be an exciting fight. Um, is that one-eyed guy? I forgot his name, but that should be. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight. MVP is gonna fight him. I don't know who Shafkat is gonna fight. I mean, they say it's gonna be Bilal Muhammad, but I don't know because Shafkat. They were saying that he went into that fight against Ian Gary with an injury, with I think it was a torn ACL or something like that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the next fight. That's the next fight for MVP. That's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one, especially this guy coming off of an amazing TKO, a double back fist, never done in UFC history, and he pulled it off. Very entertaining. But yeah, guys, I'm kind of tired of. I'm tired of the UFC and these fighters trying to write the narrative that they're so special. When in reality, bro, I mean, let me look at who Bo Nickel could fight. Let me see who Bo Nickel could fight real fast. Let me see. Bo Nickel is not even fucking ranked. He's not even. The guy's not even ranked. This guy's a joke, bro. This guy's a joke, man. Literally, he's a joke. Bro, why UFC putting undefeated guys against MVP? Holloway versus Magachev. Yeah, I don't know about that. And um, you know how the UFC works. They don't want they don't want these guys from other organizations, shining and looking good. You know, they gotta they gotta make it tough for them. They gotta make it tough for them. Let me see who Bo Nickel could fight. Bo Nickel, this would be good. I would love to see this. I would love to see this. Bo Nickel should fight Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa is not. He's not top 10. He's just out of the top 10. He's 11th rank. Okay, and Bo Nickel, he's not even in the top 15, which means he will get his first shot. At top 15. And Paul Costa. Why not put on that fight? Since you're so, good at wrestling, I want to see that wrestling in action in mixed martial arts against a strong, guy in Paul Costa who's, a striking fighter. He's coming off of a loss. He's coming off of two losses. You know, this should be an easy fight for Bo Nickel, right? Hey, guys, I'm not the one who's saying this. Bo Nickel is the one that's out here talking about that he can compete against Chimaev, and if he could compete against Chimaev, then he could compete against Duplessis. He could compete against Strickland. Guys, put him in there with Paulo Costa. The UFC should book it right now. Put it in. Why not? Have you seen Squid Games 2? I have. I have watched Squid Games 2. I have watched Squid Games 2 just because Squid Games 1 was so good. So I did watch Squid Games 2. But it was short. It was a short little segment, and the rest of it is coming later on. But why do you ask? Why do you ask? Yeah, I say UFC put that together. Bo Nickel versus Paulo Costa in 2025. Paulo Costa, he basically Paulo Costa basically off with his head. That's my predictions. I think he knocks out Bo Nickel with a flying knee, and Bo Nickel finally gets humbled because that guy needs some humbling pie. All right, humbling pie. All right, fucking guy thinks he's fucking just the greatest thing to ever grace the octagon, and his destiny is to be the greatest UFC fighter to ever live. It's like, bro, you're a joke. It seems to me that you like violence like me. Violence, excuse me, guys. Violence. No, I'm not. I won't necessarily say I like violence. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't say I like violence. I like entertainment. You know what I mean? That's something else. I like entertainment, things that are entertaining, and keep me intrigued. So, yeah, yeah. But yeah, guys, I really think that's the fight that UFC to put together because apparently Bo Nickel can fight against, the best of the best of the best of the best of the best, sir. So you might as well fight Paulo Costa. Like I said, he's just right out of the top 15. I mean, he's just right out of the top 10. So he'll be fighting the top 15. He's ranked 11, Paulo Costa. So Bo Nickel versus Paulo Costa. Why not put it together, UFC, right now? Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's go. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, guys. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I don't know why Adesanya is underrated by Pereira, why every fight have been close. Well, I don't think he's underrated. I don't think he's underrated at all, I don't think he's underrated. I think he's a great fighter. You know, very, very great competitor. I thought he was beating Duplessis when he was fighting Duplessis. If you go back and watch my video, I was actually watching that fight and doing a play-by-play live. I actually said going into that round, going into that last round, you know, if Adesanya could pull this off, you know, he up, you know, this many rounds and whatnot. But yeah, I thought he was winning that fight. Yeah, man, I don't understand this, guys. I don't understand what's going on with this narrative with Bo Nickel and stuff like that. Somebody needs to humble him. I think somebody needs to tell him the honest truth and tell him that, you know, right now, you shouldn't even be talking about fighting anybody in the top. You really shouldn't, because you fought people with losing records, guys. And nah. What was your favorite game in Squid Games 2? What was my favorite game in Squid Games 2? Uh, damn. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I really don't know. I thought it was all good. You know what I mean? I mean, like, for me, it wasn't about the games, so to speak. It was more about the why, like the like. I was interested in seeing how the game would change and how the writers would make that change, and would that change be drastic. And from the very first game, the opening scene where it's red light, green light, and everybody is doing their thing. It was like it kind of set the tone at the very end when he went back for that guy and he tried to save him, and that other guy, the the chick, helped him, with the other guy, and they made it across the line on time, but technically that guy lost, and they killed him. And I thought that set the tone for how difficult moving forward this game will go. And then, yeah, when you get to see, the guy who's actually playing in the game as well, it makes things even more intriguing. So it's not about the game itself; it's more about what's going on in the game and who's playing in the game. And yeah, it's good. It's a good show. It really is a good show. I mean, the one where everybody had to find a room. I thought that one kind of was a fucked up situation, where everybody had to like find a room and go get a room and whatnot. And I thought that was very fucked up. Yeah, make Bo Nickel versus Hill if possible. Somebody will definitely become humble. Oh man, make that fight. Hey, why not? Please make that fight, man. If Jamal Hill and Bo Nickel, you know what I mean, can get into they could sign that up, get in the fight. I would love to see that, man. I hope it's a double knockout, like Tony Ferguson says. You know what I mean? Both guys, they should be fighting in a let me see, not even in an octagon. Those guys should be fighting in a bus or something. You know what I mean? Those guys are for the calles. You feel me? They should be fighting in a freaking truck stop or something. To be real. But yeah, man, I'm done with Bo Nichols. That guy's a fucking joke, man. That guy's a fucking joke. It's crazy to me. It's crazy just because it's like some people they can't live their own life. They cannot live their own life, and They trying to, you know, live in the shadows of somebody else. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you're fucking nuts, bro. You're out of your mind. Straight up out of your mind. Chimaev is over there out wrestling Olympic gold wrestlers. He's stupid or something. This guy's a joke. I'm done with that guy. I've been on for 25 minutes, guys. Like and subscribe, guys, if you're new to the channel. Like I always say, it takes minimal effort to give me that thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. You might as well do that, all right? So go ahead and do so. Yeah, man, I'm interested in this new what is it, GFL or something like that. It's a new league. I'm hearing a lot of the fighters over there are a lot of former UFC fighters are going over there. GFL, I think it's called. Let me look this up. GFL MMA. Oh my gosh. GFL MMA. Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. The Global Fight Week. Yeah, I love the game. You talking about the music and the situation was vibing differently, and the Thanos was amazing in that. Yeah, there's a lot of yeah, I'm hearing a lot of former UFC fighters are going to, fight over there in the GFL. Like I said, man, I hope I don't see Tony Ferguson fighting over there. I really hope. I hope not. There was an interview with Kevin Lee recently, and he hints on a Tony Ferguson rematch over there in GFL. But I hope not, man. I don't want to see that at all, guys. I do not want to see that. Um, but yeah, man, that's about it for me. I'm about to get out of here. Sign off, guys. About to get out of here and sign off. Just wanted to go up on here and talk about the little bow, and talk about how delusional that guy is. Guy's just, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. But I'll leave it at that, guys. I'm out of here. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. You already know what it is. I'm out. Wanted to keep this short and sweet. We got UFC on Saturday. We're halfway there, guys. First event. And then, 311. UFC 311 is that, guys. And that's where I get to see Jamal Hill get his head kicked clean off, guys. So, yeah, you already know, guys. Until next time. One love.